Hi, I'm Nan Arkwright. I'm a pediatric occupational therapist. I work with children who are struggling with social emotional learning and kids who are having challenges with gross motor, fine motor skills. They often have delays with their academics as well. And so I have been writing children's books to try to help them learn how to navigate the world that seems so complicated for them and to help model for them. These are ways that you can do things like Seymour in the stories that I've been writing does. And so I'm trying to give them ideas of how to do that so it's easier for them when they're playing with their friends and when they're trying to do things that feel hard for them to do. So this story about Seymour is about sharing space with others. And this is one of the things that I see very often with the kids I'm working with, and that is they are trying to find space where, like if it's circle time, they might see a place where they want to sit. Maybe it's somebody they want to sit next to, or just a space they like, color on the circle that they want to be on. And they just try to squeeze in, and there's clearly no space for it, but that's where they want to be. And other kids tend to just sort of be surprised, but then kind of move out of the way because they're not sure what else to do. So they just do that. And so it works for them. Similarly, parents are often and other adults are often accommodating to them, so they're running forward, and there's a two parents are talking after school or something, and cut right through the parents, and the parents just kind of move aside to let them do it because they see it coming, they can anticipate it. But again, that child does not understand that that's not how it works, that there's some visual planning that goes into uh, moving through space. And so I think it's important and for kids to understand other people's spaces, how to move through space, and what impact that has on other people. So that's the purpose of the story. It's Seymour, Mindful Seymour Pauses, and the title is this one is Sharing Space with Others. I'll share my screen to show you the story. So at the beginning of the story, his sister, Turkesa, is helping him a lot. She's his frontal lobe. She's helping him learn how to think because he's not thinking and he's not aware and he's not doing anything intentionally. He just doesn't know what the expectations are in a classroom when it's art time. So he is wanting to get started on his painting. He's actually kind of talking to his friend Lala, and they're talking about what they like to paint. And then the teacher says, "Oh, guess what? I've got stickers that you might want to add to your pictures." So that's really exciting to see more. So he impulsively starts racing across the room because he wants those stickers, but he really probably wants to have first pick at all the stickers so that he's sure he's going to get one that he really likes. So he doesn't want to be disappointed that he doesn't find that he might not find a sticker he likes. And he's also just excited about it. And he probably has ideas in his head about how he's going to use stickers, already maybe imagining what those stickers might be. So he's not paying attention to the obstacles in his way. And so his sister is anticipating this and does say to him, wait, 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 because there's something that could happen if you just charge across the room without awareness of the situation. So she shows him the future vision goggles. And when he looks through them, this is what he sees, that if she had not intervened, this could have happened. And so now he's getting a bigger picture. He's thinking not just about the stickers. Now he's starting to realize, oh, what else is going on around me? And this is such a valuable tool to help kids understand that lots of times problems happen. People might get upset with them, or they might be getting hurt, or because of something like this, they don't see the big picture. They've got their eyes on their goal, but don't always see what's going on around them that ultimately ends up in a way that they don't understand, because the other birds might have a reaction that he is not aware of why it's happening like that. So he's thinking about the stickers, and so he runs across the room and he steps on the wet paint from the red-footed booby there, and then he has that paint on his feet, and then he jumps over the turtle and drips paint on the turtle. And this is something, again, that I see a lot with kids. They just jump over other kids sometimes because they're not realizing those actually are kids who could at any moment just decide to stand up, and then you can get hurt if somebody does that, because you never know what could happen. And then he sees the shortest way actually is through the flamingo's legs, but in the process of doing that, he actually rips her painting. And so to him, he didn't know that he stepped in the wet paint. He didn't know that he dripped it on the turtle. He didn't know that what the shortcut to him was going to result in this problem with the ripped paper. So he's feeling like, well, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know all that would happen. And I guess moving fast like that and not thinking and taking into um, to account everything that's going on around me. Oh, I see that that's not actually the way that is going to be the easiest to get to the stickers. And so he realizes when he zooms in a little bit more with the goggles that there is a reaction from the other birds. And the red-footed booby is kind of upset about what happened. And the turtle is a little nervous about it and tucks his head in. And the flamingo's like, what? How did that happen? And so he's realizing, oh, I had no idea. And so he's eager to learn a different way. And so his sister slows everything down and says, okay, well, let's think of a way to get stickers so everybody can still focus on their work. And so he puts on the goggles. This time it's by pushing the button on the goggles, he can switch from the mode he was in, too fast, moving too fast, cause there are challenges with what he's doing, and now he's moving to, oh, what's another way of doing this? So it's all in slow motion now, and he's still excited to get the stickers, but he's regulating himself a little bit. He's trying to think a little bit, use his executive functioning skills. Tukes is helping him with this and pointing out things. So look, other birds are following a path around. It's not really a path on the ground, but they're imagining a path to the stickers, but around everybody's work. So he hadn't noticed that before. And then they zoom in again, and he notices like, well, as if not only are the other birds being careful about where they walk to get to the stickers, but on their way, they're actually interacting with other birds. So he is with Lala, who is showing him how to go through space. And he Lala's saying, oh, those are really pretty really pretty colors. I like those vibrant colors on the work that you're doing. So that's a nice connection to make. So slowing down and paying attention to other ways of what's going on around you. So connecting with other people. And then they're approaching the turtle, and instead of surprising him, they're saying, oh, hello, excuse us, we're going to be coming through. Don't want to surprise you. Don't want you to accidentally get bumped by your brush or something like that. So we're giving you a heads up that we're right here. And so he's not surprised. And then they go a little further, and then they see that the flamingo doesn't really know that they're behind them. So rather than just pushing beyond, they pause and wait a minute and say very politely, oh, could you mind moving just a bit because we need to get by? It's like, of course, I didn't see you there. So then they do get to the stickers. Lala and Seymour both are able to get there and not be in other animal spaces. And so Seymour's realizing, well, if I slow down and notice a path to the stickers before I begin moving, that can help too. And if I do that, I'm maybe not going to be first, and I might not get my first choice on stickers, but I'm going to try really hard to be flexible and accept that I might not get my first choice, but I bet I can still find a way to be happy about what I do get. I might have to change my plans a little bit that I had in my mind and find another sticker that is different than what I expected, but I can go with the flow and be adaptable, adapt my picture to go with the sticker that's available for me to have. And it might not be the color he wanted or the shape he wanted or something like that, but he's really trying to think about not everything, there's not just one way to do things. There's more than one way to do things. And so if my first idea doesn't work out because the sticker I really would like to have is not available, I still can think of another way to do it. And so this is something that I'm trying to model in the story for kids who tend to be more rigid in their thinking and not be able to imagine other ways of doing things, other ways of cooking a meal, other ways of playing with a friend, other ways of playing with a toy. There seems that expansion of ideas seems to be more limited with some kids. And so it's practicing, how can we do this? So a way that is kind of fun to do, something I do sometimes with kids, I get one of those little bells that rings like that. And I say that, okay, let's pretend there's only one bucket in the sandbox. What are all the ways that we could play with that bucket if there were two people playing with the bucket? Both people wanted it. So we just take turns around the circle. Maybe the parent is with me and and with the child, and we just take turns. Like I'll suggest a situation like that, and everyone gives an idea of what other ideas could you come up with? And then the child gets a turn to do the same thing. And so it's just a way, it's an easy that kids can learn to think beyond the one and only idea. And it's also something really portable. It's easy to do. If you're driving the car, the child's saying, how much longer? You can say, oh, let's play the game where we think of what are all the ways that we could think about playing a game. So it is a way to help kids when they're having to wait also. So Turkesa has a badge that she wears that helps her remember that the shortest way is not always the way that is most thoughtful of other birds. Need to be able to focus on their work and not be concerned that they might get bumped and their work wrecked uh, or the work might get accidentally stepped on or something like that. So he's thinking, okay, I'm a man. I want to do this. I want to own this responsibility of being in charge of thinking of these kinds of things. This is also something that adults can do with kids, is if they make a badge like this. And in my website, I do have some free gifts, and there's a badge in the free gifts that you can cut out and decorate on the back a picture of the child doing what Seymour's doing. So it's an opportunity for a child to imagine himself or herself doing the same thing, slowing down, thinking, being flexible, being careful of their body in space, those kinds of things. And so they can see themselves doing that, just like Seymour does with his badge. They can draw themselves doing the same thing. How would that look if they're on their way to get out the door or to walk through, if there's a train track on the floor, for example, how do you get past the train track? Do you step on the pieces? Do you step around the train track? How can you do that? So it's a way of helping kids remember, oh, you've got a reminder right there, a hands-on reminder to help you know how to navigate through space. So just for fun, it says pause, find a way, use GPS, shout hooray. So be proud of yourself for doing the hard work of slowing down, using your executive functioning skills, pausing, being mindful, all those things, regulating, because then you can do those things. But kids need help knowing how to do it. So adults can help with that and build the skills so that the automaticity, the neural pathways begin to get stronger every time that this skill is practiced. And so then it becomes automatic and the kids don't even have to think about it because they just know to do it because they've practiced enough and they don't have to think about it anymore. So Seymour is having the chance to tell his teacher what he learned about it and how it makes it easier for others in the classroom to get their work done. And so the plan seems to work for the class. And then the teacher's like, woohoo, good for you, Seymour. And he's thinking ahead to because she says, do you think that you could use your GPS, like you say on your badge, to find a way that is to your cubby? So that's the way that you found your way to the stickers through your future vision goggles. So you don't have them on right now. Can you imagine your own future vision goggles and find your way to the cubbies without in the same way you did to find your way to the stickers? And so he's using self-talk to help him do that. So he's remembering, wait for friends to move, be careful where I step, say excuse me and go around friends. So right now he needs that self-talk to help him through that. It's a short attention between where he is and where the cubbies are. So he's trying to remember for that short period of time. These are the things that I learned from Lala, the lava heron. And so I'm going to practice it now. Today, it's going to be a little hard to stay focused and think about it, but I'm doing my best. And every day I practice it, it's going to get easier. So that's Seymour feeling encouraged, feeling like he owns this, and feeling like he can do it, and feeling supported also by those around him. So I'll stop sharing my screen. That's the end of the story. And so again, the purpose of my writing the books is to try to help kids learn how to do these hard things because they don't know how. And also the books are intended to help adults know how to guide the kids. So very specific examples are given in the book, but also reinforcements are provided on my website with some free gifts to be able to further talk about the lessons that are embedded in the story, the skills that I'm trying to help kids learn to build. And so the more adults who are working with the children take advantage of those resources, the more the children will begin to incorporate those on their own because they've practiced. In addition to the little activities that are available for the kids, there's also ideas for adults to help them know how to guide the child. So the videos are meant to uncover and reveal some of the things that maybe are not really obvious in the story about what the content is in the story, what the messages are, as well as what the skills are that you can try to build. So it's the books and the activities are meant to be conversation starters, skill builder opportunities. So I hope that you and the child in your life will enjoy doing the activities that I've provided, enjoy the stories, and that it will really be a benefit to you and your child. So I have one more video to record and another one about Seymour. And then I have other books as well that are not part of a series that I still have to record. So I will be looking forward to seeing you again another time on one of the videos. Thank you.